Hi everyone, my name is Ali Madadevi and this presentation is for my final for the class. And today my presentation, the first part of my presentation is going to be to the stakeholders that are not the execs, and it's about hand washing, a powerful public health tool. Let's begin. So due to the COVID-19 pandemic, we've seen a rise in infections, and we've also seen various public health techniques and tools being posited to help help reduce the rate of infections. And one of the most viable tools that we have at our disposal is hand washing. So why stress hand washing? So a 2013 study found, even before COVID started, that like about 5% of people who wash their hands don't follow all the rules. So basically, and we also found that 1 in 4 people just wash their hands with soap. They don't really do the proper techniques for hand washing. So even prior to COVID, there was always a problem with hand washing. Furthermore, about 1 in 10 actually did not wash their hands after a trip to the bathroom, which is scary. And also, only 5% of the people who actually went to the bathroom to wash their hands did it for more than 15 seconds. That's actually another really scary statistics, because what we're seeing happening is that people are not really following the rules of hand washing. And this was before COVID. Now that COVID is here, it is essential that we actually follow through on washing our hands. And there are 5 simple steps to washing your hands. You wet, you lather, you scrub, you rinse, and you dry. So we're really stressing hand washing, and we're really pushing for hand washing because evidence from both SARS and COVID shows that hand washing is actually important to protecting a lot of the stakeholders fighting the COVID pandemic. It's important for protecting healthcare workers, it's important for protecting yourself, and it's actually also really important for protecting those around you. So once again, the steps clearly highlight how to properly wash your hands. You wet your hands with water, you apply enough soap, you rub your hands to your palm, you right palm over the left palm. Back of the fingers is also essentially important. You have to do a rotational rubbing, but also you have to rinse your hands with water, and you have to thoroughly dry. But also, that's not also the only important part. You have to make sure that like when you're drying, you're using a towel to turn off the faucet. A lot of us forget to do that. And also make sure your hands are safe. Hand washing works. It works. We have proof, we have definitive proof that it works. So we see like the number of organisms remaining on your hands. So like if you don't wash your hands, there's like 44% more organisms on your hands. If you wash your hands with only water, you have 23% of the organisms still on your hands. But if you wash your hands with soap and water, there's only 8% of the organisms in your hand. So definitely hand washing works. Now, we've already talked about hand washing, but another important aspect that we have to talk about is soap. Soap matters. So before washing your hands, you can clearly see what your hands look like. You see what happens when you just do the rinse and shake. You see what happens without soap. And now you can see what happens with 6 seconds of soap. In this picture, you see what happens with 15 seconds of soap. And with this picture, you see what happens with 30 seconds of soap. So clearly, there's definitely a connection between the amount of time you wash your hands and the length of time you wash your hands and soap that you use to wash your hands. When to wash your hands? The CDC recommends to wash your hands when you return home, before and after you prepare food, before eating your food, if you care for someone who's sick, if you're treating or cutting a wound, after using the bathroom, after blowing your nose, coughing or sneezing, if you're touching an animal, if you're handling pets, if you're touching garbage, if you're hugging, shaking a hand, someone, even though that's not recommended during COVID, and if you're changing a diaper, cleaning up a child, or who has used the bathroom. Essentially, wash your hands frequently, wash your hands every time you do an activity. Just keep washing, because by washing our hands, we can actually beat COVID. Now, so saving lives is a collective responsibility. Hand hygiene is a community responsibility. It's for you and me and everyone involved in this fight. We all play a critical role in fighting the COVID pandemic, and the simple way to do so is to wash our hands, clean our hands with water, do it appropriately, and by doing so, we can save life. Thank you.